Well, there is a blunder that I believe INEOS is really making, and I told you that there are very many people that are really questioning the competency of INEOS to obviously run a club of the magnitude of Manchester United. And if it was just a mere club, if it was just a club that was on the takeoff stage, I would have gone to trust them with really running it and obviously getting it back to winning ways. But with what they are really doing, a lot of things are really being questioned. And a story emerged that they are looking to sell Alejandro Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo. And it came in through from the side of David Austin and very many others. And where have they been hiding? That they need to obviously see to it that all really goes on as to plan and really get United into proper books of the financial fair play, or the Premier League profit and sustainability rules. So welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are, and we bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. Now, the side of Manchester United is really having very bad times, and INEOS are really trying to do bad things that I believe are not really great, from giving Erik ten Hag a new contract and sacking him in a period of like 3 months, sacking Dan Ashworth in 5 months, bringing in a manager who is playing a different kind of system from the one that is being played, from the one that was being played in the middle of the season. All that is unacceptable. They've gone ahead to obviously see to it that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is trying to obviously override all the decisions that are being made at the club and so on and so forth. A lot is really in question. This club is in debt, and they came up and they connived with the Glazers to obviously stay here. Yet we had Qataris that were supposed to obviously come in through and obviously buy the club, and they are willing to clear the debt. And why are we in all this circus? Because we are still in a debt, and we haven't gone ahead to obviously clear that debt. Now, David Austin and Lolo Whitwell told us that Man United aren't actively looking to sanction the exit of either Kobbie Mainoo or Garnacho, but the reality of their situation means the prospect cannot be ruled out, meaning that it's one of those situations or solutions they're really thinking about, that if they are to get something out of the club and obviously get themselves getting the manager players, then they have to come up and obviously sell Alejandro Garnacho or this guy. And you ask themselves, why are they really willing to sell the player? We note it that the story was broken, I think, towards the end of last year, that United are struggling to convince these two players to obviously put themselves into a proper way possible of really extending their contracts. I think all of them are really having like 2.5 years left on their contracts, and they are willing to obviously renew, but they are really having their own terms and conditions. And one of those is Kobbie Mainoo. And they're telling us, this is Chris Wheeler, that Kobbie Mainoo is thought to be in stalemate over a new deal at Manchester United. He has 2.5 years left on his contract. So, the stalemate, when you hear INEOS and their plans, it's all about money. And Mail Sport told us that Kobbie Mainoo wants about £200,000 a week. The two parties are currently estranged. Now, we note it that they are failing to reach an agreement. And tell me, Kobbie Mainoo making his debut for Manchester United in the season of 2022-2023, and the season of 2023-2024, he established himself fully into the team of Manchester United, played in the Euros finals. He has been a revolution in the season of Erik ten Hag, and even this season, you see it that him and Manuel Ugarte have come up and obviously formed what we call a very formidable double pivot. And if he calls in for £200,000 a week, I wouldn't say no to him, because there are other teams that can even offer him more. And right now, we all know to it that agents are looking in for the best players, for the best paying teams. And if you're Manchester United, what else do you sell to Kobbie Mainoo apart from... What else are you selling to Kobbie Mainoo apart from the money? Is it success? Is it hope? Because when you look at Manchester United, what they have at hand right now is to offer these players huge money to stay. You get? And when I look at these stories, I went ahead and obviously thought of what Bruno Fernandes did in the summer when he was all over the place with his PR machine, that very many teams are really looking at him, and United fell into the trap and offered him a contract of £375,000 a week. That is Bruno Fernandes for you. Meaning that even Kobbie Mainoo and his agent might be like, let's put out these stories that Chelsea is interested in signing us, and the other stories I'm going to be showing you to obviously threaten the side of Manchester United and obviously say, all right, we are not supposed to lose this player, and let's obviously dance to his tunes. So I'm here waiting to see how these things are really going to be happening about Kobbie Mainoo, but it shows the incompetency of INEOS. And if at all, it's all about the money, the £200,000 a week, then INEOS is really very, very naive about the job, because this guy is one of the best talents in his age, and however much the team is struggling, the boy is putting in a shift and is really playing very, very well. He plays with that aura as a player. And Samuel Lucas has told us that Kobbie Mainoo started taking Spanish lessons last season. There are at least 8 Spanish speakers in the Manchester United squad. You understand? And him starting taking Spanish lessons is not for fun. That shows you that maybe his dream is like to go and play for Real Madrid or Barcelona at a certain point X. And what causes all this? The situation at Manchester United. You have to paint a picture and really reason well. For example, when you add dots, when this manager is coming through, there are 3 players that he has not gone on well with. One is Marcus Rashford, Alejandro Garnacho, and the other is Kobbie Mainoo. You understand? And what do those 3 players have in common? All those 3 players are homegrown players. They are homegrown players. And what is INEOS looking at? INEOS is looking at selling homegrown players to get in pure profit money to invest in the club, to obviously sign in players. So, if I come out and say that there might be a plot by INEOS and Ruben Amorim to frustrate these players and sell them out of the club, and really get them exit, because for Garnacho, I understand, and for Marcus Rashford, I understand as to why they are not into the starting 11, because I've always gone ahead, obviously, criticize them onto their end product to our game or to their game. But for Kobbie Mainoo, you can't tell me that you benched him for like 3 games without playing any minute, and I was like not understanding it. Him and Manuel Ugarte, when given a chance, they really play very well. And you've got to hit it that even in some games, Kobbie Mainoo to come in through, it had to require Mason Mount to get injured for him to get on. And the manager finds it easy to get him off the pitch, yet he's still young and is still energetic. You understand? So, I cannot rule out that there is a plan, and INEOS is conniving, and they're telling Ruben Amorim that in order for you to get in players that you want, you have to frustrate these homegrown players, and we sell them, and we get in pure profit and bring in players. And the most worrying bit of it all, if INEOS is thinking about it, is who are you going to stay with as a person who is a homegrown player or homegrown talent? That is it. You understand? That is the most important bit of it all. That when you let out Rashford, Kobbie Mainoo, Alejandro Garnacho, that means you have to obviously go in and get in what we call homegrown players. You understand? You have to get in homegrown players to obviously come and obviously replace these players. And if you talk about homegrown players, one, you can obviously elevate players from the academy because they can do it. They can say, can we get in Sedu Kone, Chido Obi Martin, and maybe Lusale? You know, all else, if they're to go in for players in the Premier League that are really English, those players are really expensive. Braithwaite, Everton wants £75 million. Ebelechi Eze, I know he's going for £65 million. And if you are to look at a midfielder that is really homegrown to play in the position of Kobbie Mainoo, guys, it's really very, 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 very tricky. So I tell you, it's not going to come easy. And they need to obviously revise what they are doing. They are doing lots of things wrong, and there is no way they are really doing this. And I told you that INEOS is losing trust in the fans of Manchester United. Fans of Man United are no longer believing in INEOS as that organization that came in through to obviously make us better. They are just sinking us, you know. They are just sinking us every other day that really passes by. You understand? So that is INEOS for you, and they've gone ahead obviously try to do that. And for me, I believe that they are testing the waters to see what is the reaction going to be like. You know, what is the reaction going to be like at the club of Manchester United if at all we say Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo are leaving. In unison, most people are like, it's okay for Marcus Rashford to leave, you know, and we all want him to leave because we believe that he can't be the face of this project anymore. He has failed himself for the last 9 years ever since he made a debut because of him being inconsistent, and his body language doesn't look like he wants to fight for the badge of Manchester United. So that is Rashford for you, and very many people are like, for him he can go. But for Kobbie Mainoo, I tell you, it's really gonna raise dust for INEOS in there for you. If they think that that's the only way for them to obviously come up and obviously find a solution of not having money to buy, they are doing something wrong. And I know why they are looking at this, because they know that right now it's really hard for them to qualify for the Champions League, and they don't expect any money, and they know that money from Adidas will obviously decrease because those will be 2 consecutive seasons with Manchester United not going into the Champions League, you know, and they don't expect a lot of money. So they've gone ahead, obviously see ahead, and they're like, we need to sell some homegrown players, and this is really very stupid of them. I think these homegrown players can be kept apart, because apart from selling Rashford, and if you've brought in a manager who is good at improving young stars, then why don't you really tell him, please improve these players and get them ready? Because who are you going to bring in? Who are you going to bring in? You are not in the Champions League, and if you lose Kobbie Mainoo, can you get another Kobbie Mainoo? You know, you can't get another Kobbie Mainoo. That is it. So they're really working tooth and nail to obviously find a solution, but I think if they really think of selling players as a solution, it won't work out that way. One will tell me that that's what Chelsea did, but the homegrown players that Chelsea sold were not extra talented players, you know. Conor Gallagher, this other player that they loaned to Bayern Munich and sold to Aston Villa, Chalobah, I don't think so. Kobbie Mainoo is a special player, and I also believe that Alejandro Garnacho is improving his game. I've seen him improve his game, and I know he's obviously going to get better and better and better. Now, after it going south for INEOS from the fans of Man United, Grammy Bailey came and told us that Man United have no intentions of selling Kobbie Mainoo. The United are confident that they will eventually tie Mainoo down to a new contract. Now, even the Glazers, who we've gone ahead obviously call incompetent, haven't seen themselves lose out onto these youngsters. You know, you see they even kept Scott McTominay here for all that long. You know, it shows you that they know exactly what it means. At least for them, they knew the culture, that United is all about these youngsters. You understand? it's all about these youngsters that have always gone ahead, obviously coming through and obviously putting a very huge show. So, as it stands, a lot is really going in for the club of Manchester United, and we need to obviously come up and obviously put in a very huge shift into the mix. So, I'm here to let you know that it's not business as usual as Manchester United, but you can't lose a player like this. Kobbie Mainoo is a special player, and for him, he's not like Garnacho, whom we got from the academy of Atletico Madrid. This guy has been here for some time and he feels home. And even Kobbie Mainoo, he doesn't want to leave, as Rob Dawson has come out and confirmed that he wants to start Manchester United despite slow progress during contract talks. And in the summer, I think that can be the best way for us, obviously, come up and obviously put in the required shift altogether on whether this guy should go or leave. But on any day, I have to keep Kobbie Mainoo. He's very talented. He's a special caliber of a player, and I wouldn't like to see us make that mistake that you sell Kobbie Mainoo and you get in another player. Who tells you that that player that you're going to bring in won't obviously call in for a lot of money? Because for Kobbie Mainoo, we've not been paying him a lot of money. I think he's earning like £50,000 a week. Now, if he's calling in for £200,000, it's okay. And it's the same amount of money you're going to use to convince a player to come to Manchester United, because we don't have all what it takes to really see players coming to us on merit, because our project is not yet ready, it's not attractive, and we are performing badly. You understand? As we speak, we are 14th in the league, but the only way out we are left with is to win the UEFA Europa League and find ourselves competing hard. And find ourselves into the Champions League. But if we don't qualify for the Champions League, I tell you, we are going to find it hard to convince people to come up and obviously play for this club of Manchester United. So guys, I sign out for now. See you later. I'm telling you, tell me your thoughts on what you think about Kobbie Mainoo, INEOS, Blunder. What do you think about it? Do you think INEOS is doing the right thing, or they're really doing the wrong thing? All that and more into the comment section below. Continue to subscribe, because we are left with 19 subscribers to hit is it 19,000? 19 subscribers, I think, to hit 200 and 100 subscribers. Rock and David it is. I'm out for now. See you later.